Hello everybody. Well, it's a beautiful spring day here in Japan, and I wanted to talk to you for a moment about a child's game here in Japan called Dodgeball. And I think people play it around the world, but Dodgeball was invented here in Japan, and I was talking last night on Twitter with a friend, and our conversation was various and sundry things, and we wound up talking about Dodgeball a little bit. And I wanted to share with you about an interesting television show here that involved Dodgeball. Ohayou gozaimasu. See this here? The cans that people put there? They're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to put their trash there. Someone's going to get in trouble. Anyway, here it is, Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a game if you've played it, and I remember playing a little bit when I was a kid. It's kind of a game where, I think in the States we had like a circle, and then the kids on the inside would try to avoid getting hit by a ball thrown by kids on the outside. In Japan, it's a little bit different. It's more like a little tennis court, and there are two sides, and then it starts off with kids on either side of the inside, and then there's kids on the outer periphery of both sides who represent the opposing team. And they can make these little circles go back and forth wherever the balls goes. And they're not circles, they're squares. And the idea is to nail the kid on the inside of the square. When you hit them, they go to the outside of the far square. And to get the object of the game is the winner is who gets the person on the side that gets all the kids out. It's a little bit complicated. And there's a version of Dodgeball called King Dodgeball. It's complicated a little bit, but it's fun. And I play it nearly every school day. After lunchtime, you go outside and play for a half hour with the kids. Great game. And here's the thing. Kids are awesome good. Especially the boys. There are some girls that are awesome too. But especially the boys. Get the 4th and 5th graders. The 6th graders start to lose interest in the game. 4th and 5th graders, and they are world class. I mean, you get in there. When I first started playing, I get in there, and they have this ability to hit you. They go for the feet, which is hard to defend, and they have these shots that they do where they're looking one way and shooting the other way, and they have this way to throw the ball back and forth between the far sides, wear you down as you're running back and forth, wear a target down, and nail them. It's a fascinating thing to watch, and I've been a victim often of them. I'm getting better at protecting myself. The point of this video is to tell you about a fascinating Japanese television show I saw. If you've watched Japanese television shows, you know that they're unique and creative and just marvels of entertainment. And here was the game. The Japanese know that their kids are awesome at dodgeball, and what some really clever television programmer or writer decided to do, a producer or writer decided to do, was they invited Secret Service teams, representatives from around the world. You may imagine this. Imagine the U.S. Secret Service, a cadre of is that the right word? Cadre, a group, a dispatch of Secret Service members were invited to Japan to play dodgeball with kids. And here's how it works. Now, there's a version of dodgeball called King Dodgeball. In King Dodgeball, there's one person who is basically the king, Osama, and it's a secret. And if the opposing team can nail that person, they don't know who it is, but if they can nail that person, the game's over. The opposing team wins right away. But everybody, all the kids on each side know who their king is, and they do their best to protect their king from getting hit. So here's how it worked. This television show had arranged to have a dodgeball arena on a sports ground. They had a group of Japanese kids who were awesome dodgeballers, and they had a team of Secret Service agents. These are the guys that take a bullet for their leader, for their assigned guy, and they would be playing dodgeball against one another. It's kind of like King Dodgeball, but the kids, whereas there was one designated leader, and that's the person that on both sides, there was the one person, and for the Secret Service people, that would be like their president, and he would be in there with them, and their job was to protect him from getting hit by the ball. And it was fascinating to see, because all these Secret Service guys did what they do. They rally around this designated leader, this president, to protect him from getting hit, and they're standing there like they're gonna block all the shots that come from these kids. They're gonna save him from getting hit. One by one, those kids picked off those Secret Service guys with the foot shots, with the fake toss, with the banter, the running back and forth, the shots like that. All that stuff worked to perfection. They did a good job. For the Secret Service guys' credit, they did a good job of protecting their man. But in the end, the kids picked off all those defenders until it was just the target. He was the only one left there in the middle, and with no one to guard him anymore. And the kids are doing their thing. They're going nuts after him, and they took him out. And they did it with one team after another, these special security forces, and no one was able to protect their man to the end. And the kids did great. They know how to block. They know how to protect themselves. In the end, seriously, some of these Secret Service guys were quite frustrated and upset at their inability to protect their mark, and at having not only their team but their leader taken out by a group of snot-nosed little kids. Isn't that amazing? I love that show. A really interesting illustration of not only Japanese culture in action, but also creative television programming and the human spirit, the pride of the best and of the most elite, taken down by a notch in the reality of the playing field. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.